What's up, everybody? Anybody here? Joey Brown, what's going on? Block Blockas, what's going on? Hi, Donna. Have a great night. Thank you, Donna. And the watch hours are showing, Donna, just to let you know. I see it, so thank you. Emerald Coast, what's going on? Hey, Melissa. So, what's going on, you guys, except for silver being almost 86 bucks an hour? AAA, what's going on, my friend? Justin, how you doing? Well, Donna, I have gotten to be partially monetized. I have to be over 3,000, and I'm at 3,098 before tonight's stream. But I only have 27, 28 of it that's registered through YouTube Studios, so it's going to take a little bit more, but I'm almost there. Magnetic, what's going on? How you doing? But Donna, I do see your dent, and you are doing great. Thank you for all of your support and everything that you do. Doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. Had a long day at work today, but work is over. Got home not too long ago. I had a pretty long day at work, so when I got home, I just thought about all I really wanted to do was log on. But then, Monday Night Metals was on, and I like Blue Collar, and I like Vegas Stacker, so I was over there hanging out for a little bit. But then they got off, and I'm like, hey, I'm going to log on and see how my peeps are doing. Let's see how everybody's doing. Jim, you can stack more than copper, bro. Go for some dimes or for a quarter or a 50-cent piece. You don't have to buy a full ounce of silver at the same time. Keep in mind, $1.40 face is an ounce of silver. And you don't have to spend all that, you don't have to spend it all at one time to buy a full ounce. Buy some fractional, and I say fractional as in or seeds, beans, and pews, of course, Justin. But I say fractional as in, you know, constitutional, because you're still adding silver. People's opinions vary, but for me, what's going on, Richard? For me, the best buy when it comes to silver right now is going to be on uh, constitutional because you can get it back to spot, and spot being 86 bucks an ounce right now, that would be the better buy. I met a guy today. He was talking about metals, and I started talking to him, and he said he got into metals pretty heavy back during COVID times, and I'm like, okay. And he said, yeah, man, I was buying from this guy on TV, and I was like, oh no. And the whole time I'm thinking, oh my God, this This story is going to hurt. It's going to be painful to hear. Hi, Lisa. So he started talking about all this silver he was buying from this As Seen on TV store. Said the guy sounded really convincing. I said, I bet he did. But he's pretty deep in on some silver, and he'll never. I mean, during COVID time, so it might be to the point where he might be able to buy or sell now to maybe get his premium back that he spent on all that. But I don't know what his DCA is, so I couldn't honestly tell you if he sold right now, if he would even make money or break even. But I just thought that was pretty sad to hear an old man tell me he spent so much money on metals during COVID times. To the guy on TV. Wait just a second here, guys. Wait just a second, I'm logging in a chat right now. Get your very own Ron Popeil, Ronco Silver Round that's seen on TV. I actually had a Ron Popeil rotisserie, and that thing was badass. But they're really pricey. That's right. Stack what you can where you can. But I really felt bad for that old man. We started talking about how slick the guy on TV sounded when he was talking about the metals. I just felt bad for him. Yeah, I was at AMPM the other night getting gas, and the cashier told me, yeah, go ahead, Lisa. He told me he just bought 100 ounces of the copper. I told him before he buys anything else to call me. I still can't find copper coins, bars, and stacking ways. You can find rounds. You can find round rods. Yeah, a lot of stacking or a lot of bullion dealers are out of copper. They didn't expect the market to switch from silver to copper like it did when it got into the 80s. Which, I mean, I could see that a little bit, but I've been talking about copper for months. Months and months and months. So it's hard to believe that I was able to see something that they weren't. No problem, Lisa. But compared to what silver's gonna do, you guys, it's still really affordable. In my opinion, even with major pullbacks. I just wish that I wouldn't have had to liquidate my stack those 2 times beforehand, because I could tell you I would be, oh my god. No, honest value. Um, you would have to stack it and wait for it to actually make a big move, which it's going to make a move this year because of the stacking community, for starts, and all the AI and EV stuff. It needs wiring, and copper is wiring, and copper is what carries the electricity from point A to point B. So it's going to boom this next year as well. But a lot of things would have to happen for copper to really be something. It'd have to be to the precious metals list. That being the first thing. And then at that point, it gets traded by the ounce and not the pound. If and when those two things happen, copper will be in the race. I feel you, John. I feel you. I'm right there with you. Listen, man, they would have laughed at you if you'd have said silver would have gotten anywhere near $80 an ounce in our lifetime. Okay, here they are. Silver is over $85 an ounce. So listen, I have no problem calling copper to be something next. No problem with that at all. I have no problem being that crazy guy that made that crazy wild prediction however many years ago and it came to life. Oh yeah, over 85 bucks an ounce, man. It might even be over 86 right now. Could be, Ethan. And LBS sent me this 1 pound copper bar. I think it's pretty sick. My biggest piece of anything, actually, when it comes to metals, 1 pound. I mean, I can put together a bunch of ounces to equal a pound, but that's pretty cool. 1 pound bar. Yeah, I think that's pretty cool, right? And I got some pretty nice copper rounds. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's copper, but copper's pretty, you guys. And if it's stored properly, it's really nice. You know, like this round in particular. This is a Remember the Alamo round. Look at the angel on the back. If you can see it. Here we go. Better view. Nice angel, just beautiful. Right? Copper. And just your buffalo round is sick. You know, and I've got a proof dollar here that's copper. That is nice. Copper's pretty. Got this piece from St. Nick. Colorized Lunar Dragon 2024. You know, mintage of 25,000. That's a pretty copper round. Let me throw it on the ground real quick, but that's a pretty copper round. You know what I mean? So I'll make that crazy wild prediction. I have no problem with that. I'll be that guy. You know, is it going to be anything like gold or silver are right now anytime soon? No. Could it? Yes. It most definitely could. Look, when you got people like Lynette Zhang talking about um, how important copper is and how all the online bullion dealers are sold out on it and how there's a big thing right now, that's pretty important. And you've also got copper being brought up by Bald Guy Money. Now he did say not to be in the physical market because of the premiums, but he was talking about copper. And and honestly, like I said, I've been talking about copper for months. Months. Right? So the fact that things are starting to move and it's starting to, more people are talking about it, that is just nuts. That is crazy. Yes, poker chips. So now I can represent all of us, Cartier Silver, me, and LBS, and got me my Metal Mob stickers. Totally cool. Did a mail call video on them. What do you mean by food will get us squashed this year? What do you mean by that, Justin? And there is only so much metal that can be mined. I understand. Well, I can't click on it right now, John. You gotta send it to me DM style because wait, hold on, let me get my phone. You can. Let me get my phone. Alright, looking it up. Is that copper? Yeah, no, I like the artwork on it. That is a samurai. It's a badass looking samurai. Yeah, that's pretty nice. The sailing ship you see behind the oh, okay. Yeah, let me show you. This is a channel pour. It is brass. It's from Cartier Silver, who is part of the Metal Mod with me. This is the third one or second one that he poured. It's 5.2 ounces of brass. Yeah. He actually has one made out of silver, but I couldn't afford to send him the silver at the time, so I sent him 20 ounces of copper and said, here, hopefully this will work. And he's like, I hate pouring copper. I'm going to make it out of brass. And I'm like, okay. So he added some magnesium to the copper. Voila, brass. And there it is. Yeah. I've had a lot of stuff poured by Cartier Silver, like this right here. This is silver. This is from Cartier. 3.2 ounces. 3.2. I think it's 3.2 or 2.3. It's one or the other. For some reason, the letters are crossed backwards on me. I think, and he poured me a bunch of silver bullets that I sold on Whatnot. So he's poured me a lot of stuff. And FG has poured another bunch of stuff for me as well. You know, and I've got some Capital Currency up there. I got some 3D Woodworks around too. So yeah, I've got quite a bit of street cred when it comes to stuff. I got my T-Bird bar right here. I'm not superstitious, so number 13 didn't matter to me. It's a 999 bar. So yeah, I got quite a bit of stuff up there from channels, and they're pouring, but a lot of Cartier silver. Um, he does great work, you guys, and I'll tell you, if you want something poured, send it to him unless it's got to be 3D printed. If it's got to be 3D printed, then FG would be your guy, in my opinion. Yeah, I feel you, but he doesn't do it for the money. He just does it to have fun. So I don't think he'd want to. But I don't know. You talked to him yesterday about it. I'm sure if he was interested, he'd been looking it up. Oh shit, John! I didn't send you the guitar pick. I gotta send you something else for the guitar pick from AAA. I'm sure you could, but that's super thin. I don't know if it would pour very well. You'd have to go thicker. It'd have to be like 5 or 6 grams or some shit like that. I mean, I know you can make one thinner, but you don't want it to bend. And the more are you going to use it, or you're just going to have it for design? Because they have all kinds of guitar picks out there that you can get that are 1 ounces. Oh, I got an idea, John. You know what you do? You know what you can do? Magnetic. I got an idea. You know who the coin cutter is? Oh, look out. Look out. Bert is going to land. That's what I would do, Magnetic. I would take a coin that you like, right? And I would send it to Coin Cutter and tell him what you want. And then he can take that coin and cut the center of it out. You could play your song with it, put it back together, and frame it. Good night, Justin. Thanks for popping by, bro. Is that a crazy idea or no? Oh, cool. Silver's new floor is definitely 70. Um, Age is going to be hard. It's going to have to hold for about 3 weeks, and it's going to have to try the resistance level a few different times and then try to smack it down for it to become a new floor. What is up, my brother? Yeah, you could just use a pre 65 dime, but honestly, the coin cutter idea is sick in my opinion. I thought that was a good idea. But I mean, you don't have to. I just thought that was a good idea. No, I don't have a pick handy, but I'm thinking like a. We did cover a lot of shit last night. Yeah, because then you could actually get both of them done at the same time. And honestly, even with one of our constitutional coins or a British one that's 925, the copper you really wouldn't even see the copper, honestly, because it would be in the very center of that coin, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think it's a thin layer. I think it's more of a core, but I'm not sure. I appreciate that, John. Yeah, I'm sorry I forgot about it. I thought I just remembered that I was supposed to throw one in your pack. That's right, Silent Silver. Stack what you can where you can and prep the best you can for because we could be falling on some. You never know. We could be falling on hard times tomorrow. Who knows? An EMP could hit, and guess what it would do? Knock out all that damn crypto that people are fucking saying is the way of the world. Oh, Neil, there's no copper anywhere. Over 60, over 86. It was over 86 bucks on point today, bro. Holding strong at like 85 or 84 right now. Yeah, not bad. Simmer down, copper. Whoa, and Marsh. Silver's my mistress, but I'll be honest with you. You can't tell me. I'm telling you, 100 by the end of the month. That was my prediction, and I was thinking 95 by the end of this week. And with the way it acted today, it is more than possible. And yeah, nobody has copper right now. All bullion dealers are pretty much sold out on copper. There's been so many channels that are silver stacking channels that are talking about stacking copper right now. It's crazy. Telling you guys, people get priced out of silver. They're going to start stacking something, and I've been talking about it for months. Now, show off this fine 1 pound bar I got from LBS again. Pretty badass. Yeah, you can do what T-Bird does. Boom. Yes, it does ring, Nick. It doesn't ring like the silver 10-ounce silver bar does, but it does ring. You want to hear it? Use the big hammer? No, sorry. But like I said, rings nothing like this beauty. Whoa! That was almost abusive. Hammer smash face. Man, no matter how much hand cleaner you use sometimes, just doesn't take it all off. Yep, Humble's a working man. I work at a tire shop. I get dirty all the time. Yeah, just sometimes it don't matter how much you clean. Still got that shit on there. Stop using tire bead dressing. Well, you have to use tire dressing in order for, well, that right there is just grit and grime from somebody's wheel. Yeah, it depends. Like, you can get a new tire to smell pretty bad too if you drive on it flat for too long and cook the shit out of it, baby. But yes, actually, we took all of our tires out of the showrooms, so we have no more tires in showrooms in our area because of the smell. Yeah, if I mean, you could have a new tire, you drive on it flat for a mile, and it's gonna smell like dog shit, like always. It is what it is, but I do like the smell of a tire shop. I do. It definitely it brings me to a time in my life when I first introduced to it when I was hanging out with my dad. Very nostalgic. But yes, so Cartier, I'm gonna do a poker chip of the metal mob poker chip, but the metal mob part is gonna be more centralized, and I think I'm gonna do the rose on the back side. It's gonna be black with the rose. Yep, I think that's what I'm gonna do. Well, it would have never rolled with no air in it, but I understand what you're saying. That's a fact. Yeah, that's what I think I'm going to do for the chip. Yep. Yippers. They could. However, the composition on nickels has changed quite a bit. Also, um, the they're going to be phasing the nickels out soon, so you know there will be a time for them to go after that as well. However, it's not going for it's not copper they're going for. Honestly, honest value, it's not copper that they're after. It's the stackability and the affordability of the copper itself. The reason people stacked silver was because it was affordable, because they wanted to stack gold and they got priced out. So a lot of people stacked silver, knowing that if you stacked enough silver, you could get to the gold, kind of like the way it is now. But now with silver being over $80 an ounce, people are getting priced out of that as well. So now they're looking for the next metal they could stack, still add to their stack with precious metals, and be affordable. And that metal happens to be copper at this point. I mean, it's simple. I mentioned it before. When they were going to get priced out of silver, they're going to go to something. And what are they going to go to? They're going to go to copper. People are like, oh no, they'll go to fractional and this and that. And I said, yeah, they could. But honestly, I put money. I could have bet money on it. Jeez, that's nuts, man. And yeah, I feel you, Richard. I saw your post earlier about that. But yeah, Richard says there's gonna be a lot more of these coming out because a lot of the Vietnam veterans are dying, and not very many of them left. And I feel you there, but I think this is a. I don't think this is a round that. I mean, I could be wrong, but no, you're good. But I was right when I said, well, I'm not gonna say I was right, but I'd like to think I was pretty accurate when I was talking about copper and kind of what it's done. So I think that what I missed in March. Pickle on the dashboard. Oh yeah, whenever it feels right. I would buy them too. I'd buy them all day long. They just add to my. It just adds to my little vat of coins I got down here. And a container of all kinds of graded coins. That one was sitting right next to the one I pulled out for you the other day, magnetic. I'm sure they will, Richard, but they won't appreciate it for what you appreciate it for. Oh, not a problem, brother. Not a problem at all. That's not why I brought it up. I was just saying it's sitting in the same container next to the one that I pulled out for you. All right, brother. Have a good night, man. That's crazy. We got 21 people up in here tonight. You guys, you all rock. You all rock. Bunch of faithfuls, bunch of badass people, Humble's heroes. That's what I'm talking about. Well, I hope he's okay. Put a box in a box. Yeah, the copper one. Yeah, so remember the Alamo. What's in what box? This one right here? Yeah, this one right here, the Alamo. Yeah, it's a 39 like the silver. They're pretty much to scale. Here, let me pull my pocket piece out and I'll show you. I need a caliper. Yes, same as my round. Coin in the 50-cent commemorative. I'm sorry, I'm humble stacker, not the rich stacker. So I don't have money for all those fancy things that a lot of other people do. And if I can spend the money on metal instead of spending it on something that I really won't end up using, I'm fine with that. That is true. Yes, you can use your existing tubes and capsules. Have a good night, Magnetic. Cost you 125 when silver was only $23 an ounce. You mean for the 50-cent commemorative? Yeah, that's quite the premium, bro. That's a piece that you bought because you love, right? This is a piece that I won for $14. You're a Texican. Nothing wrong with that, Richard. Nobody's holding anything against you. That was a joke. Not very funny, but it was a joke. Dude, the Swiss francs are nice. Yeah, the Swiss francs are really nice. Magnetic took off. We're pushing an hour, you guys. Been halfway around the world and wouldn't live anywhere else. No, that's cool, man. I live where they tax the crap out of you and give you nothing for it. But I don't have to worry about a lot of stuff, you know. It's all good. It is what it is. I live here because it's where my kids live. You guys, Humble's fading out. I'm gonna find me a shower and then find me a pillow. Yeah, it's a great place to live, man. It really is. They do find ways to tax the crap out of you. Honest value. You put it in chat. Most of the night, you, my friend, have now been smurfed. So pop in and out of the people's channels, click on them, go, like, subscribe, do all that stuff. Make sure you comment on one of their videos so it sticks, though. You guys, everybody, have a great night. I appreciate you all for being here. Like I said, I gotta hit me a shower and get me a bed. Humble Stacker, of course, telling you to stack what you can where you can. Listen, guys, just stack, right? Add to the stack, whether it be a dime, a quarter, it just keep stacking and stick to your plan. I know prices have gotten outrageous, and it's hard for you to stick to the plan that you were sticking to before, and you can't buy that 1 ounce silver every month that you wanted to, or whatever the case. Buy some 50-cent pieces. Buy some quarters. Buy some pillow. Buy I was gonna say buy some pillows. Buy some dimes. Buy whatever it is that you guys need. You have one of what? One of my chips? I hope so. Just stack what you can where you can, and don't break yourselves. And don't be mad if you can't add the way you want to. Okay? Just add. Almost accurate. I need to take it easy, guys. I'll see you all tomorrow. You know my channel. Same bat time, same bat channel. We'll talk to you all later. Have a good night, you all.